You walk in a room, a woman can feel the heat.
Never again.
Basically, this exists because someone else owned the rights to Thunderball, they wanted to make money, and they thought, well, let's bring back Connery, people like Connery, and just do Thunderball again.
Yeah, it was second non-Eon canon Bond, and also, more interestingly, the second Bond of 1983. You were spoilt for choice in a very poor way as a Bond fan in 1983.
They can't call it Thunderball, there's already been Thunderball. So Never Say Never Again, which is basically a joke because Sean Connery said he wouldn't do it, didn't want to do another. If Daniel Craig comes back for a sixth one, I hope they call it I'd Rather Slash My Own Wrists.
I need a urine sample. If you could fill this beaker for me.
From here?
A bizarre film. Mm-hmm. Bizarre, fascinating, infuriating, hilarious, tedious, bewildering, occasionally joyous, all over the place. Not good, but rarely dull.
Also, when two films come out the same year, and one's got Connery and one's got Moore, Connery just has so much more screen charisma and is way more, you get invested in him, even though he's an old man who doesn't want to do it.
Well, in the battle of the 1983 Bonds, I would say it goes to Never Say Never Again. And it's a technical knockout, I think. It's not, or it's a split decision points victory. Mm-hmm. It's not an overwhelming knockout.
For me, Never Say Never Again is better than Octopussy, but maybe because it's a film I've seen less. Okay. Because it's an unofficial one, it often, on TV they would show all the Bonds, so I'd watch that, and then when they came out on DVD, I wanted the spines that would line up and say 007, so I'd watch Octopussy. I didn't buy Never Say Never Again. So it's a film I've probably only seen once when I was a kid. So watching it again, the shit bits surprised me and I actually found them quite funny, while the shit bits in Octopussy I'm waiting for and dreading them before they arrive. So we did the drinking game. I won't explain the rules will be down below, but it's kind of what you'd expect. And this was
111 drinks.
111 drinks, it's fine.
This is about what you expect now for a Bond.
There you are.
I always have a martini at 5.
But it has all the usual Bond tropes. I think that's one of the problems with the film, is that it's got all the traditional things in it, because they could have done something a bit different. You don't have to have Spectre in this one, you don't have to have the cat, you don't have to have Q, you don't have to have these things. You could do something a bit different, and they don't.
Looks like a watch, but it's really a laser.
The people making it know it's not official, and they're desperate to make you think it's still Bond. Don't worry.
I think that's it.
Put all this stuff in. Please go and see. It's still Bond.
It's Bond. It's the Bond you like.
Yeah.
I hope we're going to have some gratuitous sex and violence.
I certainly hope so too.
Yes, so the plot is...
It's Thunderball.
Shall we just cut to the us explaining the Thunderball plot?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the Thunderball plot.
The general plot of this fourth Bond film is James Bond assassinates someone, gets hurt, goes to a health farm, and stumbles across the next, by chance, Spectre mission.
Spectre's plan is to hijack an RAF Vulcan bomber which is carrying nuclear warheads, steal that, and basically hold the UK and the USA governments to ransom by threatening to bomb an undisclosed city in either the UK or the USA. And it turns out it would be Miami.
You should have studied the plot more carefully.
So Irving Kershner directed, who of course famously directed RoboCop 2.
He made sequels, and Empire Strikes Back is the movie...
The best Star Wars, yeah.
The best Star Wars, and this is, you know, the best non-official James Bond feature film.
Yes, so far.
So far. Of the two, it's better than Casino Royale.
You have the reputation, Sean, of being about the least vain of actors. I mean, for instance, you're not wearing the rug now. Are you planning to extend that into playing without the rug, or is it just rug when you need it, rug when you don't?
Yeah, because, you see, it's like... I was asked a question, I had to think about it the other day. Why do you wear a wig? Why are you not wearing a wig now? Or something. Well, first of all, it's a personal choice. I don't like wearing a hairpiece. I don't like sticking a false beard on. I would rather grow a beard. Unfortunately, I can't grow hair, so I'm stuck with that.
I don't think, you know, Connery is head-turningly brilliant at this, but what I think is noticeable is
You
that...
could turn his toupee around.
What I think is noticeable is that you think back to, you know, You Only Live Twice, which was his last of his original run, where we said, I really love You Only Live Twice. There are a lot of great things to enjoy about that. Something that stands out is how much it appears that Connery is loathing every minute that he's on that set. And he appears to be enjoying himself more in Diamonds Are Forever. I think you get that Connery again here, where it looks like he's having a laugh and he's enjoying himself. He said that he had more fun making this one than any other Bond movie. And I think you get that more, a jocular, carefree Connery, and it comes through.
And I think he's quite good physically. There's something about him that does look like a sailor who's hit a few people.
Yes, well, he's always had that. I mean, even into his old age, he looks like a man who would throw a punch at you across a pub for no reason.
How old are you?
I'm 30. Why is it taking so long? Why haven't you been back here to...
So where were you 12 years ago? What were you doing?
At school, yeah.
Like school. I've been working my ass off and you're at school. Terrific. You question me why I wasn't here? I've been all over the world working my ass off and you've done nothing. I'm underwriting you. Do you know that?
I know.
Okay, how do you feel now?
I feel awful, but how does it feel to be here? Does it feel good to be here?
It feels wonderful until I start to talk to you.
Maximilian Largo, played by Klaus Maria Brandau. He's wonderful in it.
Yeah, great.
I think he might be the best thing about Never Say Never Again.
I agree. I think he is. We said Connery looks like he's enjoying himself. Brandauer looks like he's really enjoying himself, but not. It's not pantomime. It's not a man who's. This is not Stephen Burkoff in Octopussy. He's just, I'm going to bellow and scream and chew all the scenery. It's a man who looks like he's at ease in his role, enjoying himself playing this horrible villain, but doing it with a genuine sense of menace.
Yeah, great.
And what if I ever leave you?
No, really.
Then I cut your throat.
Yeah, Max von Sydow is Blofeld, and I quite like it. It's a very slight role.
But he's the most fond of his cat. He's like booja booja booja, like cuddling the cat. They look like there's a genuine. It looks like that's what he cares about more than anything.
In between takes, he was just playing with the cat, reflecting the light of his watch to the cat to frolic and romp around.
And rounding off the villains is Barbara Carrera as Fatima Blush. In Thunderball, it was played by Luciana Paluzzo. I think is one of the best things about Thunderball. And I think, oh God, how are they going to match that? And I think they do in this one. I think Barbara Carrera is really good as the mad, femme fatale murderess.
Oh, my poor angel.
Kim Basinger is Domino, and fine. I don't feel like I have a great deal to say about Kim Basinger's performance in it. It's you know, she gets stuck in with some of the action at the end, a little bit damsel in distress.
Another thing I quite like about this film, I think it's got one of the better Felix Leiter parts. Bernie Casey is Felix Leiter, and he's younger than Bond. He looks a bit more capable. He looks like a man who has been on operations. He looks like an American James Bond who's actually been in...
Whereas James Bond looks like he's had an operation.
Now let's have this arm on my shoulder. This one, no, underneath there. That's good. Okay, now just relax.
So we've been quite positive on the whole about the performances. There are two performances in this that are worse than almost anything in Octopussy. Number one is the worst M they've ever had, played by Edward Fox, one of the worst of the Fox family.
Saying something.
Oh, I'll make you no secret, I hold your methods in much less regard than my illustrious predecessor did.
You what? You've done what now? You silly little pillock? Awful.
Do come along, Bond.
Every moment that he's on screen, it's awful. A not very good movie is worsened. It just goes completely through the toilet.
Yeah. Amazingly, absolutely amazingly, it's not the worst performance.
I disagree with you here.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah. I think Rowan Atkinson's is slightly better.
But as you're one of these undercover Johnnies, I took a precaution of not being followed.
And that's why you shouted my name across the harbour.
Oh, God, did I? Oh, I'm sorry. Damn.
Rowan Atkinson is Bond's Caribbean handler, how the hell his character is. And he's this, wet blanket Englishman abroad who's completely out of his depth, doesn't fit in with any of the local customs. He's a desk man who's found himself in a field and doesn't know what he's doing, and it's Rowan Atkinson doing this very sort of limp, wet, floppy performance. I don't like it, but it did have a legacy, because this appears to be the inspiration for his character from the Barclaycard adverts, which in turn spawned Johnny English. So this does seem to have a kind of a legacy, and I don't know what you think about the Johnny. I'm not a huge Johnny English fan.
I don't like them. I don't like the credit card adverts either. I think a terrible legacy.
Jolly good. I'll get on to that at once.
And take full advantage of the natural cover.
I hate him in this so much. It makes me embarrassed to be English. It makes me... Ooh. When I look at Rowan Atkinson, I go, of course Sean Connery hates the English.
Oh, no.
The opening action sequence, which is sort of like Predator, even though it's, or Commando, even though it's before them.
It looks a little to me like one of the sort of film that Oliver Reed ended up doing in the mid to late 80s, when he was, flat broke, barely had, money for brandy, and was doing a lot of these sort of cheap action films in.
He's playing El Generico General.
My name is Michael Bartos.
Nothing is perfect when women are involved.
And I don't like the opening sequence because I think the action's quite good and he's doing blowpipe murders and garroting people and shooting people. And then it all just goes, oh no, it was just all the time a game, it's fake. And you watch it and you go, it's not though, it looks... I hate that fake out thing because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Not a fan, rubbish beginning.
It was relatively easy to write that sequence.
And it was kind of fun, and it cost almost nothing.
Again, as we said, one of the problems with Thunderball, the book, the original film, and the remake, is a large portion of this takes place in a health farm, which isn't particularly interesting. The health farm in this is actually the house where they filmed Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, is it?
Yes, so you see a couple of...
An orgy in the background.
An orgy. My favourite thing in the health farm is James Bond's foie gras suitcase.
Beluga caviar, quail's eggs, vodka, foie gras.
He's got so much caviar and pate and jam and eggs and he's barely got any bread.
A scene that has no place being in any movie ever is when...
US Fidelity 52.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning. The latest report.
Everything okay?
Yes.
Morning. Morning, Charles.
In absolute secrecy, the Americans...
Why have that scene?
Morning. Morning. Good morning. It's really odd.
Morning, gentlemen. Morning. Morning. Morning, Charles.
Maybe one of the nastiest things in the movie is when Sean Connery pretends to be Kim Basinger's masseur and is massaging her back and then disappears.
The man I parcel. He does not work here.
I'm intrigued by the man who sexually assaulted me. That old Scottish man.
Casinos aren't the classiest places in the world. The casino in this is the least classy place in the world. It's terrible. There's just arcade machines everywhere.
Well, this is a famous, pivotal moment in the film.
Thank you, gentlemen. The eternal battle for the domination of the world begins.
We play for dollars.
The film embraces the idea that it's Bond in a changing world and it's an older Bond. So he's not in a casino in Monte Carlo or Montenegro or wherever. He's in a weird casino arcade hybrid. So it's like a crap casino, but it's filled with bad looking video games. And yeah, famously, instead of him playing poker or cards or anything like that, he plays Largo at a video game. It's the worst designed game I've ever seen. And this is supposedly Bond and the world of Bond noticing that everything else
has moved on.
Everything outside of this bubble has moved on, and Bond has found himself. He's an older man now. Something you pointed out years ago when we spoke about this. That's all well and good, and that's great. It's kind of hilarious that Bond sits down and plays a video game for the first time in his life. Video game has been designed and built by Largo, no less. And within the space of 10 minutes, he's a master at it. He's beat the master at literally his own game.
65%. Blue pain level 70%. Pain level at 80%, 85%, danger.
We go from the video game to the dance scene from True Lies, but before True Lies.
Your brother's dead. Keep dancing.
If I was dancing and someone told me a close, I'd fall to my knees. I wouldn't carry on. You know what? You know, it's mad.
Yeah, we're back to Hot Shots.
Yes, completely.
How can he hear it through the telescope?
Felix?
Yeah.
Forget the soup. Feast your eyes on that.
What?
What do you got here,
James. Forget the soup!
I thought that the massage sequence was problematic. Way, way, way more problematic is selling the white blonde woman to Arabic men on an island.
It does give you one of the most memorable, whether you think this is awful or awfully funny, perhaps the most memorable individual moment of the whole movie.
And that's for real. Every shot, and there's about 4 shots, there's the hold on, and they're going, you then get him on a green screen and they've got this lens flare because it clearly looked so bad they were like, put something in. Then one of the worst effects of the horse falling, and then a real horse, man and woman falling into a pool. It's astonishing.
It must have taken them so long to do that, and at no point did nobody say, this is dreadful.
Yeah, they did. But it was too late. How do they get off the island? We can't film anymore. Sean said he wouldn't do another day. We've got to go with it.
Show it again.
But they nearly beat the horse falling off the water when Felix Leiter and James Bond get in rocket pack missile suits.
I'd forgotten that. And so it ends on the set of a budget Indiana Jones movie, which is funny because Sean Connery would go on to be in an Indiana Jones movie. Again, as something else, it just feels like, where are we? What are we doing? What is the tone of this thing? Because we've gone everywhere. We've started off in some 80s exploitation B-movie set in the jungles of Peru, and we've ended up on the set of Indiana Jones via a video game. It just feels like everything and anything is in here.
More, except not more.
Yeah.
Never again.
Never?
Never, never say never again. Never, never say never again.
That's the last time you'll see him
as Bond.
He'll even eventually leave the wig behind.
That would have been better.
Had a chance, I'd love to reshoot the picture and get the script right and do it properly.